What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Bourbon and Bullshit, the podcast where everyone's welcome to the table to share a good conversation, a great drink, and even better company, and a little bit of BS. So grab a seat, pour up something neat, and welcome to the show. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the show. And of course, during this winter solstice, I felt it only fitting to bring in the Sugar Mama. And of course, this is going to be a fun episode. And it's going to be an episode that's going to really go in some random places. But we decided we want to bring her back, the one and only Aurora Fable. How are you doing, dear?
Hello. I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm happy to hear. I'm glad because when my patron saint is happy, that means that the bills keep getting paid and my lights stay on. But you are not alone today.
No, I am not.
Today you brought in your accomplice, your sister in arms, so to speak. And I love the name. I love her name. Her stage name is BABS DVyne. What's going on, Babs? How are you?
Hi.
Love it. So much.
Look, Aurora has such a wonderful podcast voice, and Aurora's husband, Mr. Fable, we all know that the sexiest voice in podcasting. Sorry, but
God damn it.
I know, but I am a bridge troll, so thank you.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now that I've gotten a lot more requests just for them saying shit out loud. Just like, hey, can you have them just read like the refrigerator, like instruction manual?
Listen, there's a kink for everybody. Don't kink shame.
And then you take the ice out of
Man, if we can start monetizing that, if you guys are really interested, look, the OnlyFans, Patreon will have, per your request, what you would like her to read.
I will read the microwave manual.
Ooh.
It'll be great.
Oh my God. At this point, do people need to read the instructions on microwaves?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because there are things that you can do with the microwave that you would not know unless you read the goddamn manual.
You know what? There's a moment where I had to figure out how to melt white chocolate.
Okay, so fun story.
We're here now.
My mother called me today to tell me that she's starting to bake our Italian cookies for the holidays. I don't know why I suddenly turn into like Liza Minnelli when there's a microphone in front of me, but whatever.
Is it like Fran Drescher type of?
Kind of, except more New York Italian.
Less nasally?
Bullshit, yeah. And she's like, Allie, I was trying to melt the butter and there is a button on the microwave that says melt. And I pressed it and the butter exploded. And I said, so happy for you, Mom. So I don't know what to tell you.
It's like intermittent. It goes like,
yeah,
it's not supposed
so
to.
So obviously she would need Aurora to read the microwave manual to her, which honestly, as a Virgo, I feel like she would super get off on. So
are we doing the signs thing? Are we doing the whole like astrology Virgo?
Okay, I need you to understand that if anybody ever to the T lives up to their astrological sign, it is Aurora Fable.
Jesus.
And I will at many times just scream at her, she's a Virgo!
What is that? It's like yelling like a profession. It's like, she's not Virgo, damn it. Don't you understand? Like, I don't get it.
The Virgos out there will understand.
Yes, they will.
Oh my God. I don't know how we got here. Listen, so guys,
you introduced my sister and then chaos ensued.
Yeah, that was the fastest path to chaos. And I've had people drinking like 5 drinks before we started.
Oh no, ask my husband. This is us all the fucking time.
It's a gift.
It's always.
To quote your husband, it's going to be like herding cats. It's just, you just have to shake your head and accept it at some point. I'm like, well,
I love how you actually asked him. That's wonderful.
Oh no, there's a long conversation about it. I was like, anything I should know? No.
Just hold on.
I was going to say loud noises, squealing. Some
random
the noises that come out of this one when we hang out, and okay, you didn't have to make it sexual, but since you did the face.
Oh my God.
But hello, Bourbon and Bullshit. I am BABS DVyne.
You know what? This is great. I'm glad you just said that you don't have a podcast voice. That was perfect.
I was so proud of
Oh my
you.
God, thank you.
That was great for someone. Yeah, we're just flexing on us for no good reason.
Listen, I've started getting into podcasts, and so I just wanted to mimic what I hear.
No, you just want to get just right into the fray of it. But
yeah.
So, guys, as always, you guys already know that when we start these shows, I hook up our guests with a drink of the day. And it seems to be very popular with some of the listeners and wanting the recipes and wanting to know a little bit more about it. So, thematically, I wanted to make sure that we had something unique for the holidays because we are recording this about 2 days before Christmas because Christmas doesn't matter to me, but to everyone else it does. So, today's drink is the Santa's Sour.
Unless you're BABS DVyne and require that it's called the Krampus Sour.
Yes. There was a slight rebranding about 25 minutes ago, where now this drink is the Krampus Sour. But it is a bourbon cocktail that is where I got a little into the weeds with it. Apparently, I started a ritual, and I might be either... Am I going to get hooked up by spirits, or what's going to happen now?
No, you did great.
I did great? Okay.
You did great.
So it is very specific. It is lime juice, about 1 ounce. It is 2 ounces of straight Kentucky bourbon and a simple syrup made fresh with cranberries, pomegranates. What was the other things? Clove, star anise, oranges, cinnamon sticks, and a little bit of blood, apparently, because is that how I finish the ritual?
No.
There's no blood involved?
Not for Yule.
Not for Yule?
It's very seasonal and festive.
Festive. But yeah, the Santa's Sour. Ladies, you've had one already. What do you guys think so far?
Beautiful. The fact that you have the pretty little ice cube with
you want to describe
cranberries
them?
in it. Oh, let me describe you, Dave.
Oh, no, here we
Because
go.
people are not here for me anymore.
Hello, podcast world. So in front of me is a delightful glassed beverage with an ice cube that is just perfect in size with 6 cranberries just nestled into the top of the ice cube. Then we have a little slice of orange, a little zesty, with a burnt rosemary sprig.
Yeah, all that happened. What she said
good.
sounded better than what I could have said. But
I would have just been like, presentation, beautiful. I don't fucking know how to describe it. It's nice.
It's like
Check out my Instagram. I don't know.
It's like the Russian judge is like, 10. just straight to the fucking point. I love Russia. Listen, judges, not everything else that they got going on. We're not getting into that. That's not the podcast. It's bonus features. But Babs, what do you think? I know that you wanted to come in today with tequila, but I wanted to kind of give you a unique bourbon cocktail today. What do you think of it?
Honestly, it's lovely. Okay. It would be, if I were to be in a restaurant or at a bar and see it on the menu, I probably wouldn't choose to order it. But now it may expand like my thoughts on ordering things that have a lot lime in it.
Guys, she gave me a straight up dirty look when I said sour. And I thought it was about Santa, but apparently it was about both. So I'm glad you enjoyed it because I was when you made that face, I was like, this might not go well. But here we are.
And if not, just feed me more whiskey and it'll be fine.
Yeah. Enough alcohol, everything tastes great. All right, guys. So while we're discussing this drink of the day, I kind of want to introduce you guys a little bit and talk about, what do you guys got going on? So we're going to start with Babs because everyone's already heard Aurora. And I know.
Yeah, you're sick of me.
No, not sick, but I want to keep them here longer. So they're going to look forward to your voice in the next part. So Babs, what have you been watching? What have you been keeping you occupied in your free time during this holidays? Reading, watching, got going on?
Sure. So I, because of Aurora, she loves smutty audiobooks.
God damn it.
Guilty.
She's got you into it too?
No.
Okay.
She has not. However, I have been just trying to get more into audiobooks. So I recently finished The Stranger Beside Me, written by Anne Rule, which is about Ted Bundy. Yo, super cool. I find the minds of serial killers and sociopaths, and I find it just not even just sociopaths and like serial killers. I just find the mind so interesting, and the nature versus nurture, and like I love it so much.
Good. So what's funny is my fiance loves that shit too, and it's not about the murdering. That's not what it is. It's getting kind of the insight on the mind that doesn't function like yours.
100%. Yeah, because for so long, what's so interesting is that Anne Rule worked with Ted Bundy at a crisis center hotline. So he actually for years would help people in crisis and show kindness and compassion and empathy and try to help them through in their darkest times. And then he turns into this insane monster. It's so interesting. So
good shit. Wow. So wow, I don't even know where to go with this.
So I just finished that one. And then I started because, I have a thing with death, apparently. I'm currently in the middle of listening to the audiobook by Jeanette McCurdy, who was a Nickelodeon star, and it's called I'm Glad My Mother Died, or I'm Glad My Mom's Dead. And it just gets into this child star, this obsession with, body image and uncomfortable relationships with parents, and something that...
Oh my God, I know this woman.
Yeah.
What the hell? She's glad her mom is dead?
Yeah. It's, this is also something that has come up with some of my friends recently, this really interesting battle that they have when they lose a parent. But when the parent was, mentally abusive, it's like you can have grief, but also still be relieved at the same time. They don't have to be mutually exclusive. So it's just really interesting to, reading in this book.
Honestly, that makes a lot of sense, especially when you just, obviously I'm not a child star, but you see all these child stars turn into like drugs and do all these crazy things, or hell, Britney Spears is still dealing with the trauma that's brought into her family because of her family, and all these like Disney kids and all this. And obviously these kids some of them got into the industry because they wanted it, but a lot of them got pressured by their parents and being manipulated and controlled, and they saw their child like a cash cow and just fucking taken advantage of. So I could see there's a certain level of the shit I was put through, especially trying to come up through this. Like, there might have been the time in their life where she didn't want to be a star anymore. We don't know. Well, I don't know.
Well, if you read this book, she'll tell you all about it. It wasn't like one of those type of situations, thankfully. Like, she always wanted to perform. It made her super happy.
At least that.
Yeah. It just talks about the other complexities about, unhealthy relationships with your family and in your body and all that stuff. And it's just, it's just also interesting that you can find something you relate to a Nickelodeon child star. I don't know.
For those who don't know who she is, because I had no fucking idea who she is. Apparently she was in a show, iCarly, from 2007 to 2012. Sam and Cat, a show, I Party with Victorious.
Well, also the Sam and Cat was her and Ariana Grande.
Oh, I did not know that either.
Yeah, and she talks about that a little bit too.
She was in a show, Malcolm in the Middle, too?
Those were all, she talks about all of that. Those were all like minor roles before she booked iCarly.
Oh, okay. So iCarly.
I'm also talking about it like I'm a Nickelodeon expert. I literally am just in the middle of listening to it.
Awesome. Well, it is awesome. I love it though, because that's I've gotten into audiobooks where I was like, I feel like I'm enthralled in everything that's in this. So at least that it feels like you've connected to the book itself. Yeah. Anything else you got going on, Babs? Oh, it's gonna be great.
So something that is interesting. So I'm all caught up on My Favorite Murder, which is my current favorite podcast. But I'm going back and re-listening to some of like the beginning times, and I just remembered how much I love the story. It's a survivor story of Mary Vincent. If you don't know about Mary Vincent, she did her own episode of I Survived, but it is insane. When she was like 16 years old.
What's I Survived?
People telling the story themselves of these traumatic incidents that happened to them. Either they were attacked, a gun went off, anything happened, but it's not dramatizations. They're not redoing these things. It is like a two-camera, the person who survived telling their story.
Shit.
Yeah.
You've been listening and watching some intense shit.
Yeah, but she had both of her arms cut off.
Excuse me?
Yeah. It is a wild story. Wild.
All right.
Yeah.
That's going to be something I'm going to fucking highlight later. God damn.
Yeah. But I don't even want to say that piece of shit's name who was a part of it. But Mary Vincent, what a boss ass bitch. What a Babs.
Fuck. Well, that's what BABS DVyne stands for. We'll get there later. Aurora, what about you? What do you got going on? What have you been listening, watching, reading, other than smut? Guys, I want everyone to know, for anyone at home listening, we were out drinking and having fun, and she's in a corner somewhere looking at her phone. I was like, something must be going on. I hope everything is okay. And I was like, hey, you good? And she's like, I'm just reading smut. I'm like, you've been in that phone for 25 minutes while all our friends are hanging out reading smut. And her husband's like, yeah, she is.
I just needed a second to like recharge
25 minutes
because sometimes for those out there, social battery needs to be recharged. So for me, currently, it's just reading a chapter or two of my smut books. Leave me alone.
I'm not judging. I'm just upset.
You were so judging.
I'm just upset that when I was there and I'm trying to hang out with you.
So judging. No, okay. I love you bunches. You guys were like, okay. Let me paint this picture. All right. The three of them. And what I mean by the three of them, it's John, G, and my husband Shinorbi, all in a little corner, having like a little guy pal, like little so cute. And then we're on the other fucking side of the building. Don't start with me. You weren't talking to me.
Because you were in your book. I didn't know it was a book.
This was before I went into my book.
No, when I saw you at first, you're in your little cell phone. When I go out
I needed my batteries recharged, okay? I just needed it.
We will do this later.
Okay. I also have to add, I've only ever judged her for her smut obsession in that once. And I don't know how the hell she did it, but she was reading it. She was reading one and had a different audiobook playing simultaneously and was listening and reading at the same time.
I had a deadline.
I don't know how she did physically.
Whose deadline?
I had a book club the next day, and the one that I was listening to was going to be discussed while I was reading another book that I wanted to finish. Leave me alone.
There has to be something wrong here. Listen, all right,
I'm a multitasker. Sorry.
What have you been watching? What have you been doing?
I actually haven't been watching pretty much anything other than the live action of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, I saw that. Oh, so fucking good.
Here's the thing: it's like back in the day, I dabbled in that series. Didn't like it. Okay, you can come for me later. Whatever. It wasn't my jam. All right, it wasn't my jam. But then watching the live action, that shit was good. So I was like, all right, I didn't get into this. So fine. The hairstyles can get it, but like it was still good. Other than that, I've just been reading
smut
a lot.
Smut?
Actually, no. I just finished 2-book series. There might be a third, but she hasn't come back at it. No smut whatsoever. Not even kissy faces. Well, there was one, but it had something to do. It's nothing. Not even nothing kissy romantic. Faces. No kissy faces.
What is it? You mean like any? What do you mean kissy faces?
Like makeout sessions.
Oh, okay. I was like, not even kissy faces.
No, not kissy faces.
Some emoji weird thing.
So it's like, one spices and whatever. So it's the 9th house by Lee Bardugo, and people will understand about Lee Bardugo is the writer of Shadow and Bone, which became a Netflix series.
Yeah, I like that show.
So she wrote 9th house, and it is like very like Skull and Bones on the Yale campus, magic wielding, hellbound. Like it is like it's the jam. So I read that. It was recommended by a gal pal from the book club that I'm in, and I liked it. It was good, and then I immediately had to go to hardcore smut because there was nothing in this book. I needed something. So I read the 3 books out of the 9-book series of Forsyth University.
Sorry.
Go on.
Oh no, Babs and I had a long conversation about this. I called her.
Is this the one?
This is the one. So I called her. Funny. I'm like a quarter of the way on the first book, right? And I'm like, Babs, this is very triggering for me. This is very triggering.
Oh, this isn't the funny one then.
What one are you thinking?
I'm thinking of when you called me and it was a sex scene in the book and we had to like draw a diagram to figure out how the characters physically did that.
Excuse me?
Oh, no, that was the other book.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
I also just don't want any listeners to think that when she's talking about triggering, like reading, I'm like, it's hilarious. No, what was hilarious was the writing, and we had to draw stick figures to figure out how, if they're on the table and this is happening, there's an arm in a V shape. I don't know.
I understand why you caution people with that, because you just talked a lot about some crazy, deep, dark, evil shit, and then you're like, that what she triggered by was hilarious.
Trauma's fun.
Trauma's amazing. But see, you work through it in some. Whatever.
I just heard like a commercial for like, kids, did you know what fun you could have with trauma? It's like for $3.99. It's like
you have friends surrounding you just laughing about your triggers. It's hilarious.
Okay, I'm so sorry I interrupted. I just wanted to clarify that I wasn't laughing at your triggers or your trauma. I love you. You're supported.
Aurora,
talk more about your smut.
I love you so much. No, so okay, that book. When I was last on the podcast, there was a duo book that I was like, hey, there's 7 books in the series. The 3rd book is dropping soon. Can't fucking wait. The 3rd book dropped, and I'm not okay. I'm not okay because then they said the 4th book is not coming until September of next year. I'm not okay.
You have a whole ass family to keep you busy.
Shut your dirty mouth. Shut your goddamn dirty mouth. No, so the book series we're talking about, like the triggering, whatever. We didn't do the diagrams. We had to do it with the other one, but this one was just, it's straight smut. Okay, it's straight smut. It's very triggering for me because I'm like, this is like past things coming up, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just keep reading. It's a fun read. Blah blah. I get to the third book, and I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. This was a fun read. I'm gonna keep reading this because it's like what is it called? Like a car crash. You just keep watching it over.
A train wreck?
Train
You
wreck.
can't look away?
Both.
Or are you a smut addict? And it feeds your addiction?
Guilty.
Okay.
Guilty.
Guys, thanks for tuning in for Bourbon and Therapy. Well, we discuss traumatic events that friends laugh at and triggered addictions. I don't know how we classify this.
No.
If you can't
Gen
laugh
Z
about...
is going to totally come after us.
I am not that big yet for anyone to come after me.
Cancel. Well,
Someone might listen to this episode years down the line and be like, we have to cancel Arthur. Fuck yeah.
If you can't laugh or like have
your
some...
trauma?
Well, no, seriously. If you can't laugh about your trauma or like not even laugh about it, but kind of have like a smile about it...
It's tough, right?
It's tough.
It's tough. Like we discussed it before with other episodes. Like there's a certain level of... Look, it happened. You kind of... I joke with Silvana because I said, I don't want to go to therapy because I'll stop being funny. Because like
Facts. Absolute facts.
No, I promise you'll still be funny. I'm hilarious and a train wreck.
Oh, God damn it.
That's why I love watching you all the time. Oh, look, full circle.
Oh, there's a phrasing joke in there somewhere.
Oh, no.
But I did want to... sorry. You guys got me everywhere here. So the smut doesn't come out till 2024 September. Is there something going to fill the void until then? I don't know why I went there.
That's great.
As I started saying it, I was like, I'm here now. I'm committed to asking what's going to fill your void for a year. I don't know.
I mean, thank you so much, Chief, for saying that. So I
hate this.
You signed up for this.
Willingly.
Willingly. So I'm glad that you said that because I decided to buy my first ticket to a book convention in October.
Where?
Here in Orlando.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
really?
I'm like super excited about it. It's a smut convention.
God damn it. I thought we were heading in the right fucking direction.
Oh, the best part, I'm pretty sure it's super close to Disney property. And it makes me laugh so hard.
It's the B Hotel. Like right across from Disney Springs. We actually have a Disney day planned.
That's so fucking funny. All right, guys, so we're going to take a quick little water break. We're going to hear from our sponsors. And when we come back, I'll tell you what I've been watching and reading, but she covered it with Yu Yu Hakusho. There's two other things I've watched, but we're going to hear from a special sponsor, actually. Let's see how this goes. Be right back, guys.
Sponsor of Bourbon and Bullshit, Big Bang Boom Collective is Orlando's burlesque and cabaret entertainment group, comprised of Midnight Fables Cabaret, Big Bang Boom Cabaret, and Foxy's Den. Follow us on Instagram at Big Bang Boom Collective, or join our VIP email list for info on upcoming shows by visiting www.bigbangboomcollective.com.
All right, guys, and we are back. So I did not get a chance to tell you guys what I have been actually listening to, reading, whatever, because I got a bunch of stuff going on, because Aurora and, of course, BABS DVyne had me running around in circles. This was great. So we actually did finish Yu Yu Hakusho. So to Aurora's comment earlier, my significant other, Rosanna, my fiance, I loved one thing about this show was that the very first episode that I had her watch, she had no idea that it was based on anime. Because remember, up until dating me, she just dated nothing but little pretty boys who've never read a book probably in their life. That's fucked up. I don't know those men, but you know what? Fuck them. I won. So I won. They did not. So she had no idea that this was anime based until like episode 2 when she's starting to see like these random really big super villains, and she's like, wait a minute.
The hair didn't give it away.
The hair, it was the dude with the blue jacket with the orange hair.
Okay. I mean, not the guy with that. Well, I mean, walking around with a pacifier in your mouth.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, that was weird, but it wasn't like, I don't know what that is.
Okay.
But then when she picked it up, I was like, yes, it's based on an anime. And I'm like, fuck, we're about to like stop watching this. She's like, well, it's really good. Let's keep going. I was like, yes.
Wow. Okay.
So we watched every single bit of it, and she loved it.
Oh, that's good.
So she enjoyed it. I was like, yes, this means I can now maybe you want to watch Attack on Titan. Maybe you want to watch some.
I mean, she stepped her toe into the anime waters.
That's all it takes.
Just keep going.
But aside from that, we flew through that to the point that she wanted to say, hey, what are you doing? We should be watching this. I was like, all right, cool. I'll come outside. We also watched the real life version of Hunger Games. Not Hunger Games. Fuck am I talking? Squid Games.
Oh, yeah.
So what was great about that too was that she did not know that this was not just season 2 of the fictional show.
Oh.
She just saw Hunger Games is on like new episodes or new release on Netflix. So she assumed like season 2. She's like, oh, we're gonna watch this, and I knew that it was not the show.
Okay.
So but we didn't communicate this. So I'm like, why do you want to watch a reality show? Like, this is weird. But I'm down. And she's like, wow, they got people from all around the world for this season. I was like, hold on. You don't realize that this is like a reality show. Have you seen
Yes. I've seen a few episodes, and I like how they transitioned from clearly a very far-fetched, maybe would never happen, into like, this actually could happen. I mean, minus all like the killings and everything and whatever. It was good.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I love that there was a local contestant.
Yeah, the Orlando girl?
Leva.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a local wrestler. Used to work at Universal Studios.
I did. My fiance was like, oh my God, look, someone's from Orlando. Of course, someone from Orlando is going over there.
Also, fun story, that was not filmed in South Korea.
It was not. It was in London?
In London.
Yeah.
But what was filmed in South Korea over a year ago when I was there working on the TV show that I worked on last year was the next season of Squid Games. We were both filming on the same day at Itaewon. Yeah.
Holy
wild.
shit. I can't wait to watch that show. The next one, because I want to see where we go with it. The show was good. This reality version of it was really good. I enjoyed it, and what I enjoyed about the show is that every time they gave you a villain, even if it was for like 3 episodes, because in a telegraphed TV show, I was like, oh, if someone's a villain, the center of attention, they're gonna make it to the end.
Yeah.
But this one, they didn't do that. They purposely highlighted people for just for right now. Like I think 243 or whatever, the jock dude that got eliminated during Battleship. I wanted him gone. I wanted him gone so fast. I was like, please don't tell me this man makes it to the end. And the moment he got eliminated, I was like, fuck yeah. And I was like, what is happening? Is this why people watch reality shows? Because I'm now invested in people I don't like. I don't know you enough to dislike you, but I don't want you to win.
Well, I mean, think about like how long reality TV show has actually been around.
Yeah.
Right? For decades now.
Survivor, Real World, World Rules.
Decades. Okay. So for decades. And whomever was on the production show or production team for this, knew.
Yeah.
These are the people we need to highlight because this is not going to be the last survivor. This is not going to be the end game people. We're just going to do it just to piss everybody off. And I valued that. Yeah.
You created a villain or created a hero. You created someone you rooted for, rooted against. That sells, right?
Yeah.
I actually had a conversation with my roommate, David, about The Miz. And he's like, oh, the wrestler? I was like, you mean the guy who's originally like a Road Rules Real World?
What are you talking
about?
Okay.
He didn't know that. He didn't remember. I was like, yeah, he got on those shows.
Oh, I like that.
Back in the day, and then kept saying, I want to be a wrestler one day. I want to be a wrestler one day. And he used his reality star fandom and fame, kept getting jacked, going on the challenges where he could show his physical prowess, then got on the reality show for wrestling because he already had an in. He has been literally working for decades, fucking we're old, to get to his dream. So he was actually one of the people who turned that reality show success into something meaningful for him.
I mean, you said Road Rules and
Real World.
God, I used to love watching that. Like, I was like, Ma, I'm not watching anything. Just don't worry about it. And I'm like, oh my God.
It was fucking awful.
But it was so good to watch everything. Boston was my favorite. I'm sorry. That season was my favorite.
All of those are great. Like,
it's great.
There's some shitty ones, but yeah.
Yeah. And
last but not least, I did watch this movie called The Killer with Michael Fassbender. So you haven't seen this? It's on Netflix. So Michael Fassbender plays
I've been reading too much smut.
It's true. This is not enough
all
smut
all the time.
There's not enough smut
all
in this.
Day.
It's man, solitary and cold, methodical and unencumbered. So he's really meticulous. He's a killer. He's a hired assassin. And he's getting his orders over the phone. Dude is very I don't make the mistakes, very like everything's a plan, everything's math, everything's just routine. I go to the store because it gives me about 15 grams of protein. And he's just, everything's about him just linear, like does not break from a pattern. And he says the reason why he's effective is I just don't give a fuck. He's not connected to anything. At least you think.
That's kind of creepy. Okay.
Yeah, at least you think. So obviously this goes the John Wick way where he messes up a mission. They go after his love interest. And the reason why I loved it was a Dominican woman that they went after. He apparently...
Oh, hell no.
Michael Fassbender apparently loves the Latinas. And he has a Dominican Republic like getaway, which, bro, I understand. I get it. Just preaching in the choir. They go after his significant other, trying to go after him.
Wow.
But because he took, he was worried that he was being followed, he took a delayed flight. So he didn't get home until after the initial plan. So when they were trying to go after him in DR, he was still in London or somewhere else. So they missed it because he was trying to make sure he wasn't followed. They knew where he lived, showed up, and tortured and just like some other stuff, obviously, but they did a number on his wife or significant other. And he said, she's in the hospital. She's like, I didn't break. I promise you I didn't tell them anything. And I'm just like, you better kill every fucking one of them.
I know. I want to watch this now because I just want to be like mad as fuck. Be like, you fucked with my woman. I will fuck you up.
And in the scariest, just very monotone, he's like, I will make sure nothing like this will ever happen again. And leaves. And goes on a killing spree by himself of everyone who played a part in this happening to his significant other.
Holy shit. Okay.
And
this is a movie?
This is a movie on Netflix.
Fuck.
And I'm telling you, there are moments that I'm like, Michael, stop. Like, he is bruised and battered and destroyed. I was like, take a nap. He's like, nah, no, I can't sleep because they might pop up. I can't do this because I'll be down and I won't be focused. And it's just really cool to see Michael Fassbender, who's genuinely a really nice guy, just an upright murderer.
I love that.
He went hella John Wick, and I understand. If anyone fucked with my significant other, I don't have the same skill sets, but I'm gonna go to jail. I'll say that out loud. Just find me in jail. Hey guys, just turn myself in.
I'll help
you. Like, why are you here? Just wait 45 minutes. Just you'll find out.
Do you hear the ambulances? Yeah, I have something to do with that. Just handcuff me.
Just handcuff me now. I'm here. But it had Tilda Swinton. It had which was when I saw her. I was like, oh, I know her. There's a couple of actresses. This is great. Good show overall. Good movie overall. And that movie, the Audible book, Dark Matter, was recommended by a good friend of the show, a very good friend, Sonia. Her significant other, JC, recommended Dark Matter. It's a novel which is really, really unique. It's a man who is suddenly in a world that does not belong to him, and he's trying to figure out why he doesn't belong there. And it plays a lot about alternate universes, alternate realities, and basically his another version of him, did something to replace him in his world because he fucked up. He fucked up in his world, and his wife is dead.
Wait a minute, so it's like multiverse kind of thing?
Yep.
Ooh.
But it's actually really, really well done.
Okay.
To the point that I couldn't stop listening to it. An Audible, like we were discussing, me and my friend were discussing whether Audible still counts as reading.
It absolutely does.
Absolutely fucking does. I'm way too busy to sit down in a corner and just paperback it. I can't, but I want to get the information. Could you imagine my significant other say, babe, what are you doing? Shut the fuck up. I'm just...
You open that door.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. I swear to Christ, I can't do that in real life.
Wait a minute, you don't like hard covers?
Hard covers? Look, you're the only smut. Like, I'm not even going to finish that smut.
Oh my God, Aurora.
Smut.
I can't help it. He opened that door.
Yes, I like the hard covers.
Aurora, you will build the door so that somebody will open it to talk about smut.
And they'll be immaculate. Okay, they will be immaculate.
This door will have ornate fashion.
It'll be well hung.
Door. I was going to make a joke about not the first time. We're not doing that.
I did not say that.
Did not say that. Aurora, for you.
You poor simple fools. Thinking you could defeat me, the mistress of all evil.
Everyone gets a soundbite.
I love it.
And you got Maleficent.
Yay, of course I do.
Of course you did. But that's all I really had going on.
Anyways.
So guys, I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit of information about our next bottle up. We're going to go ahead and pour something up now that we've had 2 of our Santa Sours. I wanted the ladies to try something a little bit unique, a little bit fun, and something I enjoy. So hopefully they enjoy it as well. So today's first bottle is Willett Straight Rye Whiskey. Rare release, handcrafted in Kentucky. And it's one of the most interesting ones because it's a smaller distillery and kind of lesser known, but it's picking up in popularity a lot. More often known as the green top Willett, the purple top is one that people are constantly seeking. And you might have seen the pot still bottle, which is modeled and designed after the original blueprints for the first pot still that they used in their distillery. Really interesting design, but that's not what we're going to be featuring today. We're going to be drinking the Willett Straight Rye Whiskey. So this one, quite delicious, but a little higher in proof. So hopefully the ladies enjoy. I'm going to give you a little bit of history around that bottle because the nerd in me can't help it. The Willett family has a long whiskey making history stretching back into the 1700s. Fast forward to the spring of 1936, at the age of 27, Thomas Willett founded Willett Distillery. The distillery was erected near the family farm. Meanwhile, 27-year-olds nowadays are just on TikTok and messing around and doing nothing constructive. This man went ahead and said, fuck it, I'm starting my own distillery near my family's farm. That's actually pretty impressive. Well, upon completion in the spring of 1937, the Willett Distillery produced its first batch of Kentucky bourbon whiskey. The first batch amounted to about 30 barrels or 300 bushels. I guess that's what people were using as a form of measurement back then. Maybe even now. I don't know. Never heard of it. Pretty cool was that these 30 barrels were released on March 17th, 1937, which was St. Patrick's Day. Completely unrelated, obviously, because this is American bourbon and not, Irish whiskey, but I still think that the town folk probably partook a little bit and enjoyed some of this straight Kentucky bourbon. Overall, really interesting story. This bottle in particular is a little different because it's about 53.8% by volume, 107.6 proof, pretty close to cask strength. It says bottled at cask strength, but you wouldn't necessarily associate it with it for anyone who's tried this before. So let's pour this up and see if the ladies enjoy this bottle. So for everyone who listened to my little nerddom right there, the ladies were giggling at some stuff. I'm not 100% sure what was going on, but was it the Kentucky bourbon?
It was the Kentucky bourbon.
All right, good.
Well, that's what Aurora was giggling at.
What were you giggling
was giggling at the fact that you poured us these lovely little sips. And I smell it and put it back down. And Aurora, this is how you know we are two very different people. She tilts it sideways to check out the color, the beautiful amber color and the viscosity, and to find out its star sign and its big 3. And then
what are the big 3s?
It's with your star. It's your rising, your sun, your moon, and your rising.
We're not doing any of that.
Okay, I'm just saying, this is what she did, though. She had a full introductory interview with it, and then she looked at me and she goes, "It's a sniffer, sniff it." And I was like, "Yeah, I already did that before you got its firstborn child."
Because you looked over at me and I'm like, I love you, sis, but what's that face for? It's because I stuck my nose into the glass.
She is right though, but yeah, it's funny that she did all the extra stuff, and this is how you know we're like biffles, and she doesn't want to accept it. Biffles.
This also is how you know I am literal trash.
Still not a thing. We are not co-signing on any of that.
I didn't ask you to. It is already done.
She's a bridge
while in
troll.
the studio, you are awesome and amazing. You never take.
I didn't say that trash wasn't awesome and amazing.
That's fair.
Right?
But trash is not normally associated with amazing.
Okay, trash pandas are absolutely
raccoons.
Trash pandas.
That's fair.
Adorable, amazing, feral.
No, dude. I've described myself as well.
However, it's like this is how you know. Because I was like, wow, look at I don't know.
Great audio.
Thank you.
I love it. All right, so Trash Panda, I'm gonna let you start this.
I don't know if you want to do that. You want me to?
I want you to drink. I want you to drink first, and you let us know what you think. Well, we're all gonna drink at the same time. Cheers to Midnight Fables.
Salud.
And you go ahead and tell us what you think first. While we're doing that, and the ladies are enjoying, I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in some air here. Go ahead, Babs.
You know, that's not bad.
That's not bad or that good, because I feel like you want to say it's good.
I don't know if I would go that far.
Oh, liar.
It is very good. However, I was expecting it to be a little more punch me in the face. It is much smoother than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of oaky.
Yeah.
The smell is horrendous. I don't know what I'm smelling
it's
for.
more like ethanol almost. A little
Yeah, it smells like it's gonna poison me.
Technically, all alcohol does.
I mean,
We don't need to go there. However, it's actually quite nice.
Good.
Like I honestly thought I was gonna sound like a drunk baby lamb, like being like, but it's not what happened. It's great. I can also feel it.
Who's getting lambs drunk?
I don't know what you
Who
do
is
on your
not?
Tuesdays, but leave me out of it, okay?
You're the one who brought up the drunk lamb.
Yeah,
Overall, though, you like it.
I actually do.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Good. So the reason why you probably expected it to punch you in the face is it's cast strength. So 107.6 proof.
Oh, okay.
It's good. It will sneak up on you.
What else is in? I was listening to when you described it, but also
So
I have ADHD.
not a problem. So straight rye is speaking about the mash bill. So rye is one of the wheats that are going to make it taste a little bit spicier. Is what people typically describe it as. So when you build a mash bill, you want to ask a question.
Is there like some type of fruit also in there?
Typically that's
Like
what
a
people,
cherry?
That's typically exact. Wow, you sure you're not good at this?
Because it gives off oaky and cherry.
see,
For someone who says I am straight trash, she
I
has
am
the
trash
palate
Amanda.
of a fucking bourbon expert.
so this is why.
What did we do here?
Be introduced to Babs, my sister. She's the gift that keeps on giving. Okay.
What? But I had never doubted her. But the moment she got on here, she's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Then goes and the palate of a fucking genius. You're picking up on everything that's supposed to happen. What else do you taste? I want you to keep going. Actually,
No, that's it.
no, drink a little bit
No,
more.
honest to God, because you also have to remember, I'm the girl in college who would ask for Fireball on ice with nothing else.
You keep doing that, but you just described this perfectly. So I'm gonna need you to keep
honest to
going.
God, though, like it.
Honest to God, drink it again. Hold it on your tongue for a little bit. Phrasing, and then tell me what you're thinking. All right, what are you thinking now? Because I'm having so much fun with the fact that you are spot on.
Yeah, I'm not cooler than what I already said. Honest to God, oaky, and I got cherry, and that's about it.
You feel a little bit like toffee, almost like a.
I don't.
Okay. So it is described as a high alcohol content. So you get spice of the rye, surprise on the nose, which is what you smelled like it punched you in the face.
Yeah.
It says toasted oak, toffee, and cherries.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm a wizard.
You're a wizard, Herbert.
You're a wizard, Babs. Fuck me sideways. Listen, but really spot on. I'm glad you enjoyed it for someone who doesn't typically drink this kind of stuff.
No,
But it's good.
yeah, it's really good.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. I want to keep prying, but Aurora, what about you? What did you think?
It's
'Cause
great.
It's gone on your glasses. Damn near gone.
Right.
Guys, the reason why she was so quiet was she was just drinking. this
Just
whole-
drinking it. No, I have the same. Like, I felt very like caramely, very toffee nutty. Like, it was just this is my go-to. Like, if I have to do a sippable, I'm usually the Irish whiskey
rye.
kind of girl. I'm a rye girl. Like, it makes my day. So I really loved it. But also too, I'm starstruck because each time like Babs like describes things, I'm like, oh my God.
I'm so proud of her.
And for those listening at home, I swear to God, I don't drink this stuff. I have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. So when I say this, I mean it literally. Like, it really did come through. It's actually quite nice. And because of the high alcohol content, like, you can feel it. You can feel it burn any inflammation in your throat, which for a singer is, oh my God, is
So-
amazing.
So that's called a Kentucky hug. We got you all day. Kentucky hug is when you have a higher proof, and when it gets right around your chest, it feels like warmth is like just hugging you.
Yeah.
It's called a Kentucky hug.
Yeah, that's probably more of an expensive Kentucky hug than I'm used to.
I don't want to.
We'll get into that later.
We'll get
It's
to
the
the cheap
gift I
Kentucky
brought.
hug?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
Got it.
cheap bitch.
No, it's frugal and
Smarter, not harder.
that's fair. That's actually fair. But overall, so Willett's one of my favorite ones, and we've actually gone to them. They're a small batch distillery. They're very small in the grand scheme of things. When you think about bourbon, you think about Johnny Walker, Jack Daniels. You think not Johnny Walker, but Jack Daniels. You think about Buffalo Trace. You think about Elijah Craig. You think about all these bigger brands. Willett overall is newer to the scene of popular brands.
No, but it's a beautiful bottle. But let me guess, like, is this like under $50 or is this like a higher end one?
So that's where I always do. This is Babs. Welcome to the show.
We're welcome in.
We like doing the.
It's like the Price is Right.
How much do you think this bottle is worth? When you think about smaller batch distillery, green top is not one of the sought after, but it's pretty solid. Mm-hmm. How much would you spend for this? How much do you think this bottle costs?
Oh, that's not fair.
Okay, Aurora, you go first.
I am guessing $52.98.
Ooh,
I was gonna say 65.
you're both about spot on. Depending on where you go,
Yay.
the bottle can go range anywhere between $55 to $75 a bottle.
I feel validated.
Yeah. So, what's good about this? It's meant as Rise. It's one of the cleaner ones, high enough proof that you can mix it, make it old fashioned, make it Manhattan, make something a little spicier where you're gonna dilute a little bit of that Kentucky Hug, a little bit of that burn. You're gonna cool it down, right? So what happens a lot when you think about Manhattans, old fashions, these kind of cocktails, you want it to be higher proof, because anything too low, you're losing out. You're just basically drinking sugar. You're just drinking kind of like everything else. You're not going to get that. The goal in this is to distill a little bit of that proof, make it cleaner, and still get the job done. Old fashions, Manhattans, we're here to do a job. We're not the bells. It's not a bunch of bells and whistles. We're here to fucking do a job.
Yeah.
And this kind of beverage is for that. Willett's one of my favorite. One of the other bottles that they have is called the Purple Top. When I referred to it during the intro, Purple Top, it is $120, but it resells for $750 to $1,200.
Jesus. Okay.
Purple Top is hard to find, but apparently, I've never had it. Purple Top is the nectar of the fucking gods.
Really?
For the price point. For the price point at $100, $120, they said it puts this to shame. It's smooth as silk. You would not taste anything. And Purple Top is one of the ones that we're seeking. So if anyone's out there listening and says, you know what, these unrefined swine might need this Purple Top, shoot me a fucking message and I'll take it. I'll fucking.
And bring back the Trash Panda, because I want to try the Purple Top.
Yeah, I will. If I get Purple Top in here, you will be the second person. I'm gonna text her because she is a couple.
Yeah.
It's a package deal.
Heck yeah.
Because I don't know your number, so Aurora, tell Babs to show the fuck up.
It's okay. She'll probably drive me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, and then the other one that we have is also pot stilled. Oh, we don't have it here tonight.
Yeah.
Actually, I have it in the other room. We might fucking switch it up and see how we go. But pot still is a lot more. It's not as smooth. It's a very different, unique taste. It's not rye. It's their straight bourbon, very different taste. I like this better, but there are people who swear by pot still. It's a very unique bottle. When you see it, it looks like a genie's lamp.
Is that the brand?
It's Willett's pot still. They
So
have.
it's the type of way that they actually make the whiskey.
Yeah.
Again, listeners at home, I am an uncultured swine when it comes to
Be clear, Babs, this show is all about the fact that we're figuring this out together.
I love that.
I'm an amateur. At all intents and purposes, I am nowhere near a fucking pro. So having fun with each other and having fun discovering this shit together is part of the process. So there's no
Hell
uncultured.
yeah.
You're in the right show for this shit.
Let's go.
And look at you in your first tasting.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
I said 2 out of the 3 notes. Actually, I feel pretty good.
So this is what pot still looks like. It's a very unique looking
It's
bottle.
beautiful.
When you see it, you're like, holy shit. Like, that's cool as hell.
Yeah.
But
Really
ladies,
pretty.
Sup.
now that we're here and now we're having a little bit of fun, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the world of burlesque. So I
Okay.
was going to start with some other questions, but I actually want to talk about fringe.
Okay, yeah.
So because for anyone who's listening at home, I'm a nerd. We talk about Dragon Con. We talk about Mega Con. We talk about all these kind of cons. And for a later episode, we talk about the Excel spreadsheet championship, which is a fucking thing.
Yes.
But tell me what the fuck fringe is, Aurora. We're going to start with you
Okay.
because I have to toss a coin to your butcher and have to make sure I pay my Patreon.
You're so sweet. Well, here's the thing. It's like Babs and I were going to go back and forth about this because with me, fringe has been a part of my life for a while. But Babs really has put in the time for fringe. Put in the time.
What
but
is fringe?
I will. So let me explain.
Sorry.
So fringe here in Orlando, we have an international fringe festival that happens the last 2 weeks of May. It's been going on since 1992. So hitting 32, I can do math, 32 years. 32 years next year. Yeah, I'm smart. So with Fringe Festival, it's international. Shut the.
You're the person who provides me with money. I better start tricking you.
I mean, look, I can balance a checkbook. Okay, let me throw it back there. I can balance a fucking checkbook any day, all day. But when I count, I don't even remember how like old I am. Okay, I have to like think about that for a second.
Like, that's on purpose, though.
Yeah, after you hit a certain point, I'm like,
okay,
fuck this.
Do you want to?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna pass you a second. Okay. So with the International Fringe Festival, it is just that here in Orlando, International Fringe Festival happens once a year, and with other festivals that occur during the year, but we'll get that in a second. And it's just that it's international. So we have people coming in from like Japan, Canada, Scotland, like all over the place just to come to this festival for 2 years. So Babs, please explain some more about Fringe Festival.
So what's also really fun about the Fringe Festival, it is the Orlando Fringe Festival is the largest unjuried Fringe Festival in the United States. Orlando does have the largest within our country. It is a 10-day festival. And what makes it really unique is we do have people from all over the country that will submit to come in. But we also have tiers and slots for local, and it's all done on a lottery. So it's not like you can buy your way in. It's a favorite system. It's if you've done Fringe before. It's none of that. It's all unjuried.
Everyone has an equal shot.
Yeah, everybody has an equal shot. It's all in a lottery, which is done live.
So basically with that, just to expand on that, so tier system is about the type of venues that you can do. So we're kind of going down to like the bare bones of it is we submitted a show, the Big Bang Boom Collective submitted a show, and we're like, okay, well maybe we'll get it. We're going to get tier 1, which is one of the biggest spaces that they have, one of the biggest ones that we can get to what's called mounting a show. So
Pause.
Don't.
Hair's going dirty.
Don't do it.
Smart. Okay. So with that, so we have we tried to do this last year. We put in our name and we didn't get picked in the lottery system. So think of it as like your name gets thrown into like a little wheel. It spins. They pick names. We didn't get called last year. Nor do we want to do what's called a BYOV, which is a venue that's not within the main circuit, but that we could have put the show on there. But we decided not to. We wanted to go in the heart of Fringe Festival. And this year we were the first name drawn for
Hell
Tier 1.
yeah.
So
Let's
we're
fucking
so
go!
excited that with drawing in the first, because it's 1 out of 10, right, for local.
Oh, I'm going to be I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't normally, because I've acted in the Fringe Festival for like the last 15 years or so. So I don't know how the producers handle it and like the lottery. I just show up, learn my lines, act, and drink at the beer tent. That's all I got.
And that's leading on to this. So we
Babs is about to become a fucking show favorite, bro.
Hey.
Just that, like, I just show up, learn my lines, and drink. I don't.
Yeah.
that's what we do.
Sure, this isn't meant for you.
So she doesn't have to deal with the stress on the front end. So the fact that we got our first pick, we got one of the biggest venues that's on the Fringe Festival. We're stupid excited. We have 7 shows for Fringe, 10 days, 7 shows. Do the math. We're gonna be like going hard every single day, and we're so excited about it. The beautiful thing about Fringe Festival is, if you know where the Orlando Science Center is,
Yeah.
okay, that's where the Fringe Festival is hosted. Is right there next to what's called the Shakespeare Theater.
I think I technically met you near the Science Festival.
Yes, you
Yeah,
did.
Science
So with that, the whole lawn that's in between the OMA, which is the Orlando Metropolitan of Arts,
Orlando Museum of Art.
Orlando Museum of Art.
That's okay.
Terrible. The OMA, between the OMA and the Science
not
Center.
a sponsor. Yeah. Not with that endorsement.
Is this huge lawn, and during the Fringe Festival, it's taken over by booths, by a beer tent, by the
Babs will be
Stonewall
Vendors,
food trucks.
Yeah, cheese curds, fried
Cheese curds is a
Oreos.
thing.
Don't give me that face.
I'm lactose intolerant.
I
Cheese curds are
don't
not my
take a Pepto. It'll be fine.
lactate.
I mean, here's the thing. It's like, I've been to the Fringe Festival as just like a participant, maybe a few times over as an actual like performer, but I've never had a cheese curd at Fringe Festival. I know.
Because you're performing, you don't want to be fucking.
Okay, I
loaded.
sang several shows, and you would find me before and after at the cheese curd cart.
I promised myself I will, if we got into Fringe, I would actually be at the cheese curd tent this year.
I will have a deep fried Oreo for you.
Thank you.
I'm usually at the kettle corn. Okay, that is.
I'm sorry. You guys can't see Babs, but that was an authentic look of like, thank you. God damn it. I need you to participate in this.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
if
so
you
much
gonna
fun.
do it, you gonna do it.
so it's so much fun.
It's so much fun.
But this is like the top tier pinnacle shit almost, right?
I mean, this is a huge event that we look forward to once a year.
Yeah. And it's international. It's almost like the international name, right?
International. Like people come to Orlando because it is one of the largest in the United States. But
It is the largest.
It is the largest, but it's also too like there's so many people that come to Orlando not only because like it's fucking Orlando, but like this Fringe Festival is iconic. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful festival to be a part of.
So it's burlesque. It's what else?
So
Are there
we pitched a show. So that's what you have to do is you have to basically be like, hi, this is a show I want. I can't just be like, oh, I'm doing a burlesque show.
Because everyone says that.
Everyone says that. So we wanted to put on a show that we did at the venue back in 2016 in May, and then we did it again for 2017 Winter Fringe. It was Mask of the Red Death. So
Based on the book.
based on the book, Edgar Allan Poe. Good job.
I was gonna say Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah. So we
You don't
decided
know how much
to
I
do.
love Edgar Allan Poe.
It's so good. We did a burlesque show based on that. So it was a beautiful burlesque show that each of the rooms was performed by a soloist, a burlesque artist. And we had the Prince, Prospero, and we had the Red Death following them along to culminate into a duet that was absolutely sinful and decadent and was amazing. So we're doing this again, but now because we have a bigger venue, bigger budget, we're gonna go off. It's gonna be great.
Good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm not only look. I don't know what it's worth, but I'm proud of you.
Oh, thanks.
I'm proud of you.
I got a name picked out of a hat.
Yeah, but still,
Yay.
still.
No, it's a big deal,
It's
especially a
big
tier 1
fucking
venue.
Deal.
Yeah.
No, name picked out. Don't fucking discredit
mean,
No, stop. Stop it.
Actually, I specifically remember being on the phone with her that day, and she was like, "Oh, we're not going to get picked. It's fine. I just have this feeling we're not." And she turns on the live stream of the drawing, and it's the very first name, and she squeals and then calls me back.
So
Yeah.
whether it
That's
was
exactly what
chance or
happened.
not, I know you're gonna knock it out the fucking park.
Oh, thanks.
It'll be fantastic. I know both of you do great. You'll be at Cheese Curds and deep fried Oreos, but we will all be in support. So any bullshitters that wants to go, they will fucking support.
Absolutely.
I will be there front and center, saying, "I know her." Like you better not be dancing.
We can have
because it's
that-
weird for me.
I know.
Get over
I'll warn you if I do.
Oh fuck.
There's a potential.
There's a potential.
There's
I'll
a
be
potential.
outside with like
Oh
I know
my
them inside.
God. You can do what our friend did, which he literally just looked at his knees during the entire time.
I've done that during your
I
shows
love my
before.
husband's men so much. They're just so sweet.
You make
They're-
it sound like we're part of an army. What's going on here?
I mean, to
Oh.
our daughter.
Yeah. Are we doing it here? Are we giving like audio evidence that I would kill someone for your daughter? What's going
I
on here?
mean, no.
Oh, cool. G.
Oh, I gotta tell you about her boyfriend. Anyways,
No, the fuck you don't.
and we're going to commercial break.
So yeah, guys, we will be. No, I'm joking. But Fringe is fantastic. You guys have
Yes.
been doing it. How long have you guys been doing burlesque?
Ooh, I said that last time, but Babs, what about you?
Yeah, how long have you been doing burlesque?
I've
I know
been
we're about to go
doing-
into those questions. I know you're ready.
Yeah. Oh, I'm ready. Glancing at my notes
I know,
because
I see it.
I'm an honorary Virgo. I'm not actually. I'm a trash Libra. I'm just kidding. We're not trash. We're amazing.
What
But
is happening with these signs?
get over it. This is what happened when women.
She's my scales, okay? She
Libra
balances
scales.
me.
Go.
Yeah, that's what Libra is the scales. I don't know. I am not balanced in anything in my life, so it's fine.
So
But
far, you've been
I.
spot on more than you said it.
Oh my god, thanks. Ew, I hate the way I just said that. I've been doing burlesque since 2011, so I have been doing burlesque for 12 and a half years.
What got you into burlesque?
So, fun story, because it actually kind of involves Fringe. The local mother of burlesque, Blue Star, she used to do shows called Varieties, and a lot of times she would do shows at the Orlando Fringe Festival, as well as mount them on other locations. Varieties.
That's what I heard. I was like, wait, tease?
Yeah. And what's really great with Blue, it was all professional dancers that she was using.
Yeah.
So they just had a different telling of these stories. And with me, it was just beautiful. And I really wanted to be a part of it. And Blue used to be a professional ballerina.
Okay.
And I was a musical theater major with not a lot of confidence, but apparently a halfway decent voice. So I actually auditioned to sing for her.
Okay.
It was a Varieties open call, and I went in as a singer. And she told me, she's like, "You are fantastic. Your voice is so good. You need to get some more confidence and stage presence. Yeah. So you're gonna come do my amateur burlesque show." And I was like, "What?"
That's a
Take
jump.
your clothes off.
I said, "What?"
Take your clothes off.
That's a jump.
It's
Were
a
you
helpful
nervous?
jump, okay?
Terrified. Terrified. For the first,
I'm
I would
nervous
say,
for you, and this is in the past.
yeah, I would say probably for the first 5 years doing burlesque, I didn't even take my bra off, and I didn't show pasties because I was still that like. And if anybody is familiar with Capezio tights, they are not the Capezio fishnets, but the regular Capezio dance tights. They're like the thickest things. So I would wear those super high waisted. Nobody could really you couldn't see my legs, couldn't see my body. Everything was under there. Still kept my bra on. But I would sing, and I would try to bring some other theatrical aspects, and it just kind of morphed from there.
That sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you took the step.
Yeah.
And
And
you
now
broke
you
it.
can't keep clothes on me. I'm
I
just kidding.
know, and I love it.
It's been really weird in the studio. Since they walked in, it was just like, hey, just take shoes. Hey, wait, this isn't a video.
It.
Well, that's awesome. Like, that's a good amount of time. Aurora, I don't think I've ever asked you how long you've been doing it. We talked about the depths of it, but when did you start?
I don't actually know. I think
You
2012.
just suddenly woke up and your clothes were off somewhere.
I mean, we're all naked at one point in time of our lives,
All
okay?
the time.
All the time.
I'm just counting down the minutes for you guys to go home. Naked.
Damn!
I'm fucking with you, obviously.
He's so mean to me.
No. It's just me wanting to get naked in
No,
my
you're
house.
mean because I already told you I want you to be a burlesque performer because I will make you Bane, and like that would be like the most amazing iconic thing for you to do.
Oh my
but you
God.
keep telling me
I got stacked
no.
1 year. I was like, bait, we're not doing it. We'll talk about that later.
Also, she will rhinestone your jockstrap, and I don't know if you're ready for that conversation.
First of all, what makes you think I don't have a rhinestone? Never. What year? When? How long? So you don't.
2012. I think it was 2012 with our first performance. Yeah.
So 11 years, give or take.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking. That's committed.
It's great. I love it.
That's awesome, and it feels like it kind of like freeing, especially considering.
Extremely. Like I had a very different upbringing from BABS, and my first performance, I went down as far as I could possibly go. I think it was down to a G-string in pasties. I don't remember a single fucking thing from the first performance.
Were you intoxicated or just in the moment?
No, I was.
In the moment.
You get so. You're going such a high with every performance. I mean, you're stripping in front of like friends, potentially coworkers, random fucking strangers, and you get into like this headspace where you're doing this for you, but also too like, this is fucking sexy. So first time I got so overwhelmed. I don't remember a single thing. I remember getting on stage, seeing the audience, and then looking over, grabbing the tip bucket and walking through the audience. I don't remember a single thing. We have a video. Love it. Did great. Didn't fall on my ass. But after that, it was just addicting.
I mean, I could see, especially you get that little that's a massive dopamine hit. That's a high. It's voyeuristic, almost high too.
Extremely.
Look, we're not here for king shaming. Voyeuristic, there's a whole market for that. Fuck, there's a whole OnlyFans is about voyeurism. But I think
it goes even so much deeper than that.
was
Like
what I have to
it's
say.
like the empowerment you feel, the freeness you feel. You become. It's like the first few times that I performed, it wasn't really this like full mental split yet, but you really do become this other person. And especially because I had a very sheltered upbringing.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool and empowering. And then especially because I've always been a curvy girl, having people come up to you after being like, thank you so much. Like people thanking me for taking my clothes off. It was fucking weird.
Yeah.
Being like, and you know, if you did, I think I could do it. You made me feel sexy. And it's just like, I fucking
you
did
made
that.
someone feel seen. You made feel,
Yeah.
And there's a lot to be said about that, right? You think about the fact, and I was going to get to the idea that this is for you, not necessarily for anyone else. This makes you feel comfortable. This makes you feel powerful because you're commanding that moment. All eyes are on you.
absolutely.
And from that point, from the moment your music starts to when it ends, it is you. Nothing else, no one else. You are not competing with anyone. You are not doing anything else but you. The stage lights are on, and it could be fucking shadows. It doesn't fucking matter. At least it's how I envision it, because I haven't taken my clothes off in a long time for a stage.
I mean,
2010 was complicated. Like, all I'm saying is, I had to pay my way out of Mexico.
Oh my.
But this is how I imagine it. Like the thought that like this is you against you. This is you
exactly
working against that other person side of your personality, because we all wear several masks every day.
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
a side of you that you would love to divulge to the world, but you might feel judged, and something like burlesque gives you that space to be that other side.
I agree. I mean, of course, like I've already said, I've had a baby, so she's 5,
I know
and
her.
I know you know her.
that's my best friend.
Just one of my best friends. I keep her on sugar highs, whatever.
I know. It came
We
over
know.
to Krampus Fest and was just like, "Here's a bag of candy," and I'm like, "Fuck
Technically,
you."
it was 2 bags of candy.
Yeah,
but
fuck you.
Right. I'm a problematic uncle.
Yes, you are. But I love you for it, and she loves you for it, so I'm fine. But there was a time where like I performed maybe like once or twice after the baby, and then I'm like, fuck this, I'm gonna do more about the teaching and everything else. And then their show came up, and it was a Sailor Moon show, and I'm like, you know what? I need to get back in the fucking saddle. And it was me and my our burly sister, Lita LaRue, and she was our Sailor Moon. She's always is our Sailor Moon. And she's like, I need a villain. Please be my villain. So I planned this with her without anyone else knowing for 11 goddamn months.
I knew.
Well,
because you had told me that you wanted to start.
Well, and to get into it, because saying that is because you are very stripped down, for lack of better terms, when you go on stage. Not only are you teasing everything else, but you are putting yourself out there. For some burlesque performers, we work through issues that we're having or mental things. Like, there was a show, it was Noir. And I remember that show for a lot of us with Big Bang Boom. Like we got down to a lot of things. And
You process a lot of things.
Oh, absolutely. And we did it through burlesque. And it was a powerful show. So I was like, I'm going to take this show for Sailor Moon and process myself, process how my body works now after having a baby, and who I am as a performer now.
Someone rearranges everything's different.
Oh, absolutely. Everything's different.
But that being a mother is like fucking beautiful. It's wonderful.
Oh, no, it's great. But like for those that have
I'm not saying that
had
you're not
kids-
saying that, but I'm saying like there's a side of that things are different. But that doesn't diminish how.
No.
Yeah.
But you have to have a better grip of your body image and your self-esteem. And with that, like it really is empowering to get back on the stage, and like I love it. I love my partner, Miss Foxy's like, when are you getting on stage again? Oh my God, when are you getting on stage again? I'm like, oh my God, you're like...
I halfway met her at the last show.
Yeah, she's great. She just had a baby too. It was just 6 months ago. My little pumpkin Piper. I love her.
Pumpkin Piper. I
She's
don't
my
know what that
little
means.
pumpkin. She had
Her name's Pumpkin. Her name's Piper. And she's adorable with these little
When she was born, she had I was going to nickname her Pumpkin. I bought her all the pumpkin things. And she actually had jaundice, so she turned a little like yellowy orange. I'm like, oh my God, she really is my pumpkin.
Pumpkin Piper.
She's my little Piper. So she's back on stage as well, but we're performers in the end. So.
Yeah. And you have to get into that mind space. You have to get right. And if you don't feel comfortable, the performance isn't as good as you'd like it to be. It could be fantastic, but you mentally could be like, hell, even on this space, there are moments where I'm like, I'm not feeling the show, or I'm not feeling how I'm coming off in the show. And afterwards, people, you guys had a great episode. And my head was like, it was fucking trash. I felt like it was boring, blah, 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 blah. And my friends will give me feedback. That was a really fun episode. You should do that more. You should do this. So obviously I don't know. It's at the point to where I'm stripping down in front of people. Past 2010, we're not talking about 2010. But
It's a similar high though.
Yeah.
It's a very similar high.
But there's also a similar self-critique. Like
for sure.
You've always been I think as all creatives are, you're your worst critic, right?
Oh,
you're your
absolutely.
toughest critic.
100%.
And then when you take the natural, whether you are stacked or in great shape or not, there's a natural insecurity that then you have to fucking turn off. You have to numb that part of you, go up there and act like, fuck it, everything I'm doing is worth $1 million.
Oh, because
Get
it
off that-
absolutely is. Like everything is. And we harken back to the fact that burlesque is for everybody.
Yes.
Everybody. Because we are here to represent everyone.
Yeah. I remember talking to somebody about burlesque because they asked about our sponsors, and I said, she hits me. But aside from that, they asked me about burlesque.
You
and
like it.
kink shaming is not a thing we do here. But we were talking about the what you do and being a burlesque mom, burly mom. And I said, because someone's trying to oversimplify it. And they're like, oh, it's like stripping. It's like, no, it's not. It's not. It's a lot more tasteful, fun. People are enjoying themselves. It's different. It's a lot more empowering. The lights aren't dark where strip clubs there are. The lights are on full foot. This is a performance. This is thematic. This is different. This is fun. You could laugh and people are enjoying every aspect of it. I've seen shows where like this is a story that someone's telling, or they're enjoying themselves, and not every performer does it the same. When I said that, they're like, "What?" Like they couldn't grasp it. And you also have to imagine this isn't about us. This isn't always about the crowd. The performer could be working through some shit, and this is how she's doing it.
And we do.
So when you hear people shouting and like they're hyping up their friend or even a stranger. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Go ahead.
No, you're good. It's just the only thing I always like to add with that, especially because this conversation happens a lot, is just, but at the end of the day, the origin of burlesque is stripping.
Yes.
Like it boiled down. Yes, it is much more complex and there's artistry to it, but that also doesn't mean that it's negating the other art form.
Obviously not.
I just want to make sure that is also clear because like,
obviously not, but they were trying to oversimplify. Like, what my point was, this is a performance. There's one star attraction. I don't know if this is a performance. This is a lot more about the art of the tease. And Aurora broke this down for me a couple times. Yeah. She said, "This isn't about the end game. This is about the art of the tease." Yeah, and I had to kind of think there and go, "Oh, I get it." Like,
well, because you never know what the end game is. Like what Babs was saying, like the performer might not get down to the pasties and the G string like you normally would see in a performance. Yeah. It's about the costume, the concept, the artistry, what story they're giving, what they're feeling for the day. Yeah.
And for anyone listening, I'm purposely trying to kind of give you guys perspective of what I had to learn from Aurora mainly, because I think more often than not, I'm faced with answering questions for you guys when, especially as a sponsor, we're like, what does that mean? What does burlesque? So when I'm asking these questions, quote unquote, out of ignorance, I want people to be able to hear it firsthand from you guys, because I've obviously had more than one conversation sitting down with you. But I think that it's cool to see, and I love the fact that you guys have been able to do this and been able to like find something that past your fucking day jobs, we're never going to get into that. No. You find something that satisfies you and makes you feel whole. Yep. And with that super fucking unnecessary deep moment in here in the show called Bourbon and Bullshit, we're going to go ahead and take another quick titties. We're going to take another water break, but I actually want Aurora. This is from a special. This is a really unique one. So I hope she enjoys this one.
Hey guys, I know that while you're enjoying the show, you might want to partake in some drinks. Here at Bourbon and Bullshit, we ask that you drink responsibly and don't drink and drive. You should also avoid Amazon one-click buys, and please, for the love of God, don't text your ex. You don't need that closer, Joseph. She's moved on.
How did it take her that long?
So should you. Huh? But really, be smart and drink responsibly. Now, back to the show.
Guys, so if you did not know, and obviously we're breaking this up a little bit, Aurora just had a fucking meltdown when she heard her significant other, Norby, the man with the sultry voice, who is also under the weather. So I took this opportune moment to ask him to send us a little recording, and she had no idea this was happening. She had to go to the bathroom, compose herself, and she'd been gone for 15 minutes. I might have to spray some stuff down. Aurora, what do you think about our new Don't Drink and Drive segment? Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of faces being made. A terrible podcast, but
it's fine. No,
it's okay. I video recorded her reaction. She's completely flush.
Please send me that, because we will put that on the page.
I hate you both so much.
This was
I just texted him the most grotesque thing.
Shin, if you're listening to this, you're welcome.
I can't look. Everyone knows that my husband has some like sexy fucking voice, okay? But when he gets sick, I sent. It's She text message of just "It's time" from The Lion King.
She's like, "It is time." I was like, "What is going on?" And I'm in the middle of work. I'm like, "What are you talking?" So I'm picking up bits and pieces. And she's like, "Oh, Norby's sick." I'm like, "Does that mean you're not coming to the show?" She's like, "No, you dumbass. That means that this is the perfect time in my life."
His voice has gone down 2 octave, and every time I'm like, "Hey, baby, what do you want from Publix?" And he goes, "I want some sushi." And I'm like, "Say that again."
Say sushi again one more time.
Oh my God! Say chicken noodle soup one more time. I love my husband.
But you love sick your husband better.
Oh, I love it when he's sick.
This is awful. I was like, "Hey,
I know, and you yell at me for smut, but I'm like, this is who I
I
married.
provided
okay?
you with smut."
I was going to
For a
say,
commercial.
this was the origin of smut.
Yeah.
Just hearing your husband talk.
I know. Every time I'm like, "Hey, baby, can you read? Just read this passage for me, real quick. I don't understand, baby, what they're doing. Can you read this for me?"
God damn it. All right, guys. So now that she's still flush and flustered, we're gonna go on with one
It's
of
the
questions.
whiskey, I promise.
No, that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta spray down the bathroom. Listen, guys. So I sent these ladies some questions because we want to dig into Midnight
Now that I'm
Fables.
flustered.
And I'm gonna ask them a question before we pour up our next bottle. But I wanted to talk about one. I actually enjoyed making this title. Pour some sugar on me.
That is the most overly abused song.
Yeah.
Ever.
And we just had a private conversation about, not private, off air. We'll talk about it later about strippers and
Yeah, we're talking about private. So
overall fucking overly used songs in strip clubs. So pour some sugar on me. So I'm going to ask you what your favorite song is before I start digging into what your first kind of songs are. But what's your favorite current song to Babs? What's your favorite current song or gets you in the zone? Like you're just like, when you get on stage, this is fucking it right now.
So it's not that it's fucking it, but it's currently my favorite song to perform to.
Okay.
And it
Please break down the difference too after. Go.
Sure. So my favorite song currently to perform to is Never Gonna Give You Up. It's the postmodern jukebox version. Everybody gets rickrolled. But in the sexiest possible way, because it is my signature act where I consume lots of bread. So much bread.
Oh no, but can you explain what is going on with the bread?
Yeah, what's going on
Do
with
you
this
have
bread?
do you have a tagline, Babs?
Oh, I do.
Oh, tell me about it.
BABS DVyne, she's got a voice like butter and a body by bread.
Oh,
What in the carbohydrates?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Hashtag bread.
Hashtag bread. So
Welcome into the ASMR version of where everyone whispers for no
you
good
knew what you were going to do to
reason. Fucking
me
A. Go.
with that content commercial. wait. No.
No. So, Babs, focus.
Yes, sorry. I'm
What
so
is
sorry.
the song? Sorry, we lost each other here.
So it's the postmodern jukebox version of Never Gonna Give You Up. So it's super jazzy, super sexy, and it essentially I pull bread and other carbs from different parts of my costume.
Excuse me?
Oh, hell yeah. And I lived with a magician in Las Vegas for a while, and so now she taught me some additional sleight of hand. So I'm excited to be able to incorporate that
welcome.
and actually use it in the next show, which will be Big Bang Boom Presents Tour de Force, which will be January 27th at the Me Theater.
Did you just tell me that you learned sleight of hand for burlesque?
Fuck yes, I did.
So you learned to pull bread out of random spots
Hell yeah.
on stage.
Yeah. And I may or may not make a 4-foot French baguette appear.
Bullshit.
I dare you to come see it live.
I'm so scared and concerned.
I am so excited.
You will be oddly turned on. Be like, I don't know if it's because of the titties or the bread, but either way, thank you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So that's a song.
Yeah.
Like, that's a thing.
Yeah.
So for everyone who's like, oh, it's not sure about burlesque, that might be the fucking show you might want to go see. Because apparently there's a sleight of hand and bread.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
that's wow.
It's my signature act. Like, I'm actually quite proud of it.
That's fucking
I'm
awesome.
continuing
Sounds awesome.
to make it better. But when I moved out to Vegas 4 years ago, it was actually how I made my Vegas debut. My Vegas Burlesque debut was with that number with the Burlesque Hall of Fame. So to me, it was a big deal. I was super excited. I submitted several acts, and they chose my signature act to be able to bring out it was a Valentine's benefit show for BHOF, and it was with Marinka, who was a trailblazer in the burlesque community, the first trans performer. I don't even fucking know that. She was fucking fabulous. And I performed in front of like fucking Tempest Storm, so like titties. I don't know.
That's how we just ending it.
Titties.
Yeah, no,
Wait, no,
It's so good.
So I'm just curious about the magic. So what made you? So you just said to your magician friend, "Hey, I have an idea."
Oh, no, it wasn't, I have an idea. It was, hey, I already do this sleight of hand with bread. How do I make this better? I showed her, and she's an incredible performer.
Okay.
And actually, it ties into what our next drink will be,
Soon.
which is something that we worked on together.
Soon. I have a question. Is this? Wait, hold on. I'm going to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Is this it?
Yes, it is.
And you won't find it in any other guy.
What is this? This is fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't get hit with like copyright infringement.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
going to shut that down. I don't know when I said that shit. Maybe they should holler at me.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds actually fucking badass. So
Yeah.
we definitely have
The sexiest way to get rickrolled, because, and the whole point was,
That was not on my 2023 bingo card.
you're welcome. We only have a few days left, and I'm going to fill it up, bitch. I don't know.
Crazy.
But yeah, it was the whole thing is like, how do I find a super like classic, fun burlesque song that basically talks about my insane love of carbs? And then we found it. And then I did it.
My insane love of carbs is going to be
Yeah.
a segment somewhere. I swear to God. There's going to be, I'm going to release this. Mark my words. It's going to be on Instagram about my insane love of carbs.
Please do.
This is the moment.
Can't wait.
Aurora.
Yeah.
Aurora.
Aurora. What song gets you all the way hyped? Or your go-to song right now?
Well, now that I started like over again, I feel like with my performances, I always go to You've Seen the Butcher by the Deftones.
I fucking love the Deftones.
Yes.
God.
But it's like that one song that like just gets me there. And one of my signature acts was a wax pour act, and I loved that act so much, and it went from Desire by Meg Myers to You've Seen the Butcher, and because I just wanted to get more angsty with the wax pour, and I'm trying to bring it back because I miss that act a lot. I miss it.
It's a great act.
I just got to find a space that actually will allow me to do wax pour, because the Me Theater, I'm not about that life.
Wax pouring on you in real life?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
It's also going to smell divine.
Oh, it's going to be great. Well, no,
Is this it?
Oh, yeah. It's such a good song.
So you're saying while this is going on, it just waxes?
Well, it's with burlesque, we really bring about like a story.
Okay.
So when this started, it was for an erotica show for Big Bang Boom Cabaret back in the day, and it was this very tired working woman, 9 to 5, coming home for a big glass of wine, and just needed to have a release of her own, and the release was just having copious amount of wax being poured on her.
Hot wax.
Yeah. Poured on her. And I'm not talking about like hot wax like I'm shaving myself on stage. No. So there's a kink. Okay, it's a BDSM thing where
Do people think? Oh, go on. I'm pretty sure. You said it. Someone's probably thinking that's happening on stage. Dumbasses.
it is. But something that I really do enjoy in my life is I do like fire elements. So wax pour is just a really nice, like hot temp wax pour. And the thing is we talked about this last podcast, is anything dealing with fire, you have to have an element of like safety.
Of course.
And in wax pouring, you have different layers or levels of temperature. And I really like it hot, like really hot.
Yeah.
So
do you want me to play the commercial again?
No, but you should send that home with her.
oh my God.
Don't worry, I'll drive. I'll let you sit in the back seat. You just do what you need to do.
This is why
He
you're
looks
my sister.
terrified.
She's a lamp to me, okay?
This is a whole thing. So wax pour, but doing it on stage is a very exhibitionist, voyeurism kind of vibe for it. So it's a beautiful way to have the audience kind of come into my world, but then also too for people that have no idea that there's a kink of people liking wax being poured onto them.
Yeah.
It's a very freeing thing. Every time that I would do this, and it was multiple times, I would have people come up and be like, oh my God, was that like real?
Yeah.
Like, was that a thing? Yeah. The last time I did it, which was 2000, late 2017. It was before the baby. I had just gone to Bath and Body Works.
Yes, she did.
And it was Halloween, so I
Vampire's
bought
blood.
Yes, one of my favorite scents was scents or vampire's blood, and
What does that smell like?
it smells like love.
Funny thing is, I actually hate the scent, but Aurora loves it.
It's great. It's my catnip. So I couldn't find because I actually have I have a wax dealer. So it's this little old bitty, and I love her so much, and she's on Australia. I actually got to send her a Christmas card. I love her so much. So she normally sends me a 3-wick of wax pour, and I didn't have any left. So I was like, well, I have a 3-wick in my car, and it's it works vampire blood. So I remember lighting it, and Ramcat was on the side of the stage, and he's like, yeah, you were there.
I was there. I was stage managing.
Yeah. And then I remember it was after I did that number, and I walked back, and Blue was in the house, and that was her house. She was like, my house has never smelled so good.
But also something interesting, but like this is also what is so interesting when you learn, because that was really my first introduction into wax pours, was watching Aurora do that number and learning that different mediums for like candles have different temperatures, and that you know, you can't just, if you're wanting to get into like learning wax pouring, you can't just go and just buy a candle from like IKEA or Walmart, or Bath and Body Works ones are not good for beginners because they burn at a much higher temperature.
They do, but they also, it's the pilling and it's the type of wax that they use. Like it's
science.
It's a whole science.
So I looked up the scent because I wanted to know what apparently vampire's blood smells like. Equal parts fruity, floral, frightful. I don't know what frightful smells like, you jackasses. Fragrance notes: blood red strawberry, midnight blooming jasmine, and dark Transylvanian plum. What it does, delivers an amazing room-filling fragrance experience. It's a 3-wick candle that you could buy on Amazon for $44.
Well, because it's a seasonal candle.
This is 2021's candle.
Yes, it's a candle. So
No, they have it every year.
I know, but this one that I'm looking at right now.
Well,
I understand every year.
Every single year they do a different design on it. So that probably was a different, like a nice little limited edition one. But every year it comes out, and every year I buy it, and each time I light it, I always think of that time. It was so much fun.
Yeah, sounds actually the Deftones makes sense with that kind of.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's a feel, but other than that, it was I Put a Spell on You by Screaming Jay Hawkins, because that just gets me in the mood, because I know I Put a Spell on You has been done by so many.
For her to dance, you perverts.
I mean, you just
shut up! I'm trying to help us. I'm trying to help us.
We're never coming back.
Play one commercial one time.
You did this to yourself.
Welcome to the Bourbon and Smut episode.
Every time I'm here, I mean, I just okay. Every other person that has done it, and there's been multiple singers that have done this song. Screaming Jay Hawkins is like the it thing.
Damn, really?
Oh yeah.
No.
It is. It's the horns. It's just the way that he. It's just the guttural singing voice that he has. It's just so like you want to take your clothes off. Like it is so good when it comes to that.
Oh shit. Oh, interesting to know. That's very different kind of songs here.
Well, and that's what I also was going to comment on, is that we have very different aesthetics, drastically different aesthetics.
I'm more rock and roll.
Yeah, or like German death metal.
I mean, don't knock my.
I wasn't knocking it.
She's not icking your yum. Okay, she's just telling you it's different.
I'm just. You want, if it's screamy, if it's fucking angsty, like you want it, and I'm like,
I'm here defending Babs.
I know.
She's just saying it's a different.
Don't give me that look. Don't give me that look.
Right.
I bring it around.
we're going to go ahead and pour up our second pour for anyone who's just like, I turned into a bourbon show. And we're talking about
smut and wax pours.
So what's interesting, I picked the second bottle for something because I want these ladies are performers and I heard some history in Vegas. So I said it only makes sense to bring out the Smoke Wagon bourbon made in not Louisville, Kentucky. As we've discussed before, that all bourbon does not have to be made in Kentucky. Just has to be made in the continental United States. Well, not even that. Actually, just the United States. You can make bourbon in Alaska. That'll be for a second show. So bourbon, so Smoke Wagon Straight Bourbon is 2020's San Francisco World Spirits Competition double gold winner. For anyone who does not know what double gold winning is, that is the pinnacle of you are the shit when it comes to bourbons. So just released in fall of 2019, the goal was to create an affordable everyday bourbon that had the unique and unmistakable Smoke Wagon flavor. Smoke, oaky, just more charred than normal. Consisting of a delicate sweet notes with the rye spice finish. Barrels with our same high rye mash bill were racked up on the top 2 floors of warehouse and never rotated. The higher of the floor, the hotter it gets. So for anyone who knows any history about rick houses, the every side of this rick house will give you a different kind of flavor note. So you'll see people pick stuff from the middle and sell that, or see people from the top. You're trying to find kind of how the elements impact it, whether it's through I'm sorry, I'm just watching Babs take pictures and photo ops. I love it. So whether it's through the evaporation, the heat, the moisture, everything that's happening there, you're going to get different rich notes. Because they don't chill filter, these combined aspects create a bourbon that is rich and creamy beyond its years. Never rotating the barrels ensures that there are no harsh tannin flavors, and high rye mash bill adds a delightful, spicy, nutty finish. So why I wanted to get this one is because you do not think of Vegas and bourbon. This is unique. This is different. Smoke Wagon, for shouts to Jessidiah and his fiance Nydia for getting me this bottle, especially with the special Halloween edition for it, because I like everything horror, and apparently I'm surrounded with people who like horror as well.
Jesse,
I love that, man.
Jesse.
So many people I would kill people for. I have problems. So, it's not the therapy session we signed up for. But overall, this is a very unique taste. So I'm going to go ahead and let Aurora start us off this time, because obviously Babs has already tried this. Right, Babs?
Yeah, of course.
So cheers.
But not like on its own, though.
No, so cheers to wax pouring in Vegas bourbon.
Yeah,
hey.
Prost.
So I'm going to let... actually, I want Babs to tell me what the taste is like and what she would describe it as, since she's our resident new expert.
Don't fucking say that. Don't fucking say that.
Aurora, go ahead.
I'm so proud of you.
No, you talk first.
Aurora, go ahead. You first, and then we're going to go to the expert.
So this is very creamy. Leave me alone.
Go on.
This is very like... Hold on, I'm like trying to like breathe it in. I really do enjoy this one a little more than the other. But I like... The last one like was very spicy. Like, not spicy like in heat, but like... This one's very creamy, very decadent, very oaky. The smell of it is very like, oh my God, what's the word I'm looking for? Fiery.
Okay.
Like I'm smelling smoke. I'm smelling oak. I'm smelling like, I keep thinking caramel. Like this is really nice.
All right.
Oh my God, don't give me that face.
Hey, expert. Okay, relax, Babs.
I know. I'm not as good as you. Okay. What do you do? Like cherries and citrus? I'm gonna go over here.
What about you, Babs? What are you tasting? How are you liking it?
I really enjoy it. So fun story about this.
I want your notes first.
Fuck.
I want to hear the taste notes because you're the expert.
Definitely smoky, oaky, and the funny thing is, I did get like a caramely, like mid to aftertaste. So I'm kind of on the same approach.
Anything else before I reveal?
Hold on.
Is it vanilla?
I'm gonna wait until you guys are done.
Oh my God!
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I mean,
for
it
Babs'
tastes
full
like
reveal.
vanilla, but I don't know.
All right, Babs. The second taste. Where we're at?
No, that was the third. The definitely almost is like it's weird. I wouldn't describe it as creamy, but the very first, there is almost like a creamy taste as soon as it hits your tongue.
Are you guys ready for the notes direct from Smoke Wagon's website?
I am ravenous.
All right, so the nose, honey toasted nuts and some oak and heat. That's the nose.
Okay, I get that.
The taste, the very first word, creamy, creamy mouthfeel with an initial rich sweet notes of honey and caramel on the tip of your tongue, followed by nuts, oak, and pepper spice. That starts on the sides of your tongue. That nuttiness and oak fade as pepper spice from the rye takes over the entirety of your palate. Finishes with creamy sweetness and that coats, followed by once again oak and pepper spice that lingers.
I did not catch honey, but that makes a lot more sense now.
You both are witches.
We know.
I want you to know for ladies that both said you don't do this, you don't try this very often. I'm a shit on my homies. The guys that have been on the show, you have had much better palates than they have. Like they're like, it tastes great. This is really good. Love you guys. Love every single one of y'all. I appreciate y'all. But
You guys are so nice.
You guys are excellent human beings, but these ladies just fucking knocked it out the park on both bottles. So should you guys just host? Should I leave?
No,
we need
because
you.
it would just become like a very shrill train wreck if it was just Aurora and I.
Just
I
yelling
mean,
at each other.
it would be kind of hilarious to have a podcast with you because the shit that we talk about.
Oh, bro, that's a bonus features episode.
Oh my god!
But overall, what's interesting is you said that it didn't hurt as much, or did not. It was smoother than the other one. It's the proof is lower. This is 92.5 proof. So it's
because we were coming down from cast strength, which was the other one was 107.
107.6 or something along those lines.
And then it still was really nice though.
Yeah, no, nothing's taken away from it, but it's interesting that you guys picked up on what was meant to come across, and this as a Vegas bourbon is surprising, right? So it came into so you come into a bourbon world dominated by Louisville, Kentucky, or Tennessee whiskey, or all this random shit that's like all as country as possible. I love y'all. Shouts to Kentucky, you guys are beautiful, but I saw more cows than people. So what I'm getting at is you go from a place that's generally not as seen as like city and party life in Kentucky, and then I was there on a Tuesday, like we close restaurants at 9 because no one's going out. You spend time with your family. It's like, no, I'm here on vacation.
Oh my God.
Where Vegas is 24 hours party all the time, and you
yeah.
came up with a refined, really good bourbon.
Yeah,
With the smoky oak taste and some good heat and some good fucking flavor profiles there. And you guys picked up on the creaminess, and I'm proud of you. I don't mean that in any kind of fucking shot at anyone, but this is fucking impressive how fast you picked up on it. So good on you two.
yeah.
But overall, really good taste, really enjoyable, better than I expected. The first time I had it, when Jesse and his fiance Nydia bought this for me, I was pleasantly surprised how good it was, and it's hold its own.
Yeah.
So
Babs, when I took a sip of it, the first thing I thought of though is like the first night that you go to Halloween Horror Nights and you walk on through and you get that first sip of whiskey. Like it made me like feel like home. And it's not about like just the bit because the bottle is that, but it just felt like comforting.
it's good.
Yeah.
It's a really good, and it doesn't burn. It's not heavy, and it doesn't make you feel like this is boozy. It feels like I'm enjoying with the homies, and it could be because we were already kind of lubed up, phrasing.
I mean,
drinks.
I did not say a thing.
I know what the fuck I said, but we are going to take a really quick break because my fiance came home, and I want to make sure that I greet her and say that she's awesome and I love her very, very fucking much.
She's mine.
So, not a thing. We'll be right back, guys. Hey guys, I hate to do this to you, but this wraps up this week's episode of Bourbon and Midnight Fables Part 1. So stay tuned for some bonus features where we finish out this segment, and for Part 2 coming out next week. So if you guys enjoyed, don't forget to click like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at bourbon_and_BS. And give us a 5-star review on all platforms that you can. Share with your friends and tell everyone that this is a lot of fun and we're enjoying it. So see you guys next week for another installment of Bourbon and Midnight Fables. Take care. Hey guys, today's episode is brought to you by Burn, Termite, and Pest Control. I first met Joe Byrne on Full Frontal Nerdity Show and decided to give his company a try. They have been the best pest service I've ever had. From flexible scheduling, attention to detail, fair pricing, and everything you love about a small business, I highly recommend Joe Byrne and Byrne Termite and Pest Control. It's a family-owned and operated business with over 30 years of experience in termite and pest. You can reach Byrne Termite and Pest Control at 321-297-7985. Once again, 321-297-7985. And let them know Bourbon and BullSh sent you. Thanks, guys. See you next time.